She's a Tony Award-winning actress, a Broadway favorite, and now she's getting real and really funny in her one-woman show, Nobody Cares. Here to share more about her autobiographical comedy is Laura Benanti. So great to see you.
So nice to see you too. Thanks for having me.
Laura, this is so fun and just so interesting. I want to talk about your journey from, being on the Broadway stage and how you've transitioned it into this one-woman autobiographical comedy show. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, I started acting on Broadway when I was 18 years old. I played Maria in The Sound of Music, opposite Richard Chamberlain, who is a 70-year-old man. So I talk about my journey from being like, an ingenue, which I sort of brought into my own life as well. The idea that like the most important thing you can be is likable and not intimidating in any way. And I talk about going from like being an ingenue to a recovering ingenue, from working like my people-pleasing recovery program.
And you're bringing comedy into all of this. What was the transition, and why was that the vehicle that you wanted to use to tell this story?
Well, I see the world through the lens of a sense of humor. If I didn't, I don't even know what my life would be. We definitely have to laugh. And, while I have, been a Broadway star for a while, I also love writing comedy. And so I feel really grateful that the Berkeley Rep has given me this platform. We just did it at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in Scotland and in London. And I did it at the Minetta Lane Theatre in New York. So I'm getting an opportunity to do it, all over the place, which is really nice.
I imagine the prep for this is a little different than prepping for a character, because this is being told through your life lens. So what is that like, getting ready for this role? And were there any challenges that you experienced as you were getting ready?
No. I mean, I really enjoy communicating with the audience. The thing that's so exciting about it is that we are in communication. Like, this is not a play. This has original comedy songs that I wrote with my writing partner, Todd Almond. But it really is just a conversation between me and the audience. It's most akin to stand-up comedy. So I really enjoy it. Honestly, it's a very different thing. It's certainly not a Broadway show where I'm playing a character, but I like being myself now. And that's kind of what the show is about. I didn't always. Yeah,
talk to me about the music aspect, because this, I think, is a little bit different than a regular comedy show. So what did you want to incorporate there?
Yeah, I mean, it's all different kinds of genres. We cover, pop music and country music and, more folk music. And then there's one song that is more like in a Broadway style. But it was important to me that it be my voice throughout. And Todd is so brilliant. He and I have been friends and collaborators for 20 years. So to have an opportunity to sort of have this different genre where it is sort of stand-up storytelling, but also with comedic original songs.
Yeah, so fun. What is something that you learned along this process, diving into kind of the comedy aspect?
What did I learn? I think, my show is about people-pleasing, and I think that it is hard as a performer not to naturally do that. So to learn that, if somebody doesn't like the show, you don't take it personally, and if someone loves the show, you also can't take it too personally.
Yeah.
So it's really living sort of in your own sense of who you are, rather than constantly looking for outside validation, which is, kind of impossible to do. But yeah, I think that would be the lesson if there is any.
Yeah, the people-pleasing, I think, as you get older, too, you really care less about that. So it's kind of, especially as a woman, I don't know, have you found that, as we're getting older, you just really, you don't care. You're not trying to people-please as much.
Yeah, I mean, I think we learn, as young women, we're so rewarded for good behavior, and so, in micro and macro ways, punished for anything that sort of steps out of what people want us to be. And I think there is a freedom in getting older and saying, I'm actually not going to allow you to tell me who I am. I'm going to tell you who I am. And if you like it, great. And if you don't, that's okay.
Yeah. That's a lesson that we're constantly learning, and I'm sure that's something that you want the audience to take away. But what else? Is there anything else that you want the audience to leave from this show?
I just want them to laugh. I mean, I really feel like we need a good laugh.
Yeah.
I want them to walk away feeling a little bit better about themselves. The comment that I heard a lot last night was our first show, is so many people said to me, I needed this.
Yeah.
And that's really what I want. I want this to feel like a warm blanket.
Yeah.
Just, 62 minutes where you just get to sit there and I get to make you laugh.
Yeah, so fun. If anyone wants to come check out the show, where can they get more information?
I think if they go to Berkeley Rep's website, they can also go on my Instagram if they want. I'm here through the 25th, every single day except for Monday. So yeah, and there's tickets available, and I'd love to see everybody there.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us. This is so fun, and
Thanks
I know
for
that anyone who comes out and checks out the show is just going to be thoroughly entertained.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks for sharing with us.